George Goddard, prominent 19th century physician, proclaimed, "Disease is a vital expression of the human organism." In humans, the most common type of cell within the body is the red blood cell. The job of a red blood cell is to transport oxygen within the body and is shaped as an oval biconcave disc. On the other hand, believe it or not, there are people who have red blood cells shaped as a crescent moon. People whose blood cells exhibit this irregular shape have what is called the sickle cell disease. Sickle cell is a debilitating disease that disproportionately affects the minority community. It is caused by an offspring inheriting the sickle cell trait from both parents and has numerous symptoms that can inhibit a comfortable life. Since everyone in the class is a member of the minority community, it is important to have knowledge of a disease that disproportionately affects us. Finally, in addition to knowing 3 people that suffer from the disease, I've done extensive research on this topic. People with sickle cell have blood cells that contain abnormal hemoglobin called hemoglobin S. Hemoglobin is the iron-rich protein responsible for carrying oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. Hemoglobin S is responsible for the sickling that occurs in red blood cells of those who have sickle cell. The reason why the presence of these blood cells is deleterious to the human body is because these cells are sticky and their shape tends to block the blood flow in vessels, limbs, as well as organs. Normal blood cells, on the other hand, are flexible and are able to move easily through the blood vessels. According to the Sickle Cell Center in Connecticut, in our society, the disease occurs in every 500 African American births, every 1,000 Hispanic American births, and furthermore, 2 million Americans, or 1 in 12 African Americans, carry the sickle cell trait. That means that at least 2 or 3 of you sitting in this classroom here today probably have the sickle cell trait, and you may not even know it. Since so many of us carry the sickle cell trait, many of you are probably wondering how you receive this trait. People who have this trait do not always have the disease. According to Marion Bloom, author of Understanding Sickle Cell Anemia, in order to suffer from the disease, a person must receive the sickle cell trait from both parents. People who receive the trait from one parent, on the other hand, simply have the sickle cell trait. According to Science Daily, those who have the sickle cell trait are immune to malaria. This explains why the disease is so prevalent in areas where malaria is ubiquitous. People in malaria-prone areas adapt to their environment by assuming a trait that allows them to be immune to the disease. However, while it is known that people with the sickle cell trait cannot succumb to malaria, the mechanism by which the trait defends humans against the disease is currently unknown. Furthermore, those who receive the trait from both parents do not receive the benefit of being immune to malaria due to the complications that come with the sickle cell disease. Those who suffer from sickle cell usually experience numerous sickle cell crises. The number of crises that are experienced throughout a year vary by each individual. It occurs when the red blood cells get stuck in our blood vessels, shutting off the blood flow and oxygen to various areas of the body. As a result of the lack of blood flow, pain, organ damage, or even stroke can occur. All in all, this genetic disorder, which affects us disproportionately, causes many complications. I've shown that sickle cell can be a very, very, very trying disease. But now that we are familiar with the disease, we are now able to fully understand what someone who has sickle cell goes through. Thank you.